Mr. Detweiler?
Here.
Mr. Martucci? Mrs. Driscoll? Here. Mr. Harshman?
Here.
Mrs. Sangstein?
Here.
Mr. Renzi?
Here.
Mr. Kokenauer?
Here.
Mr. Martre?
Here.
Mr. Panzella?
Here, we can stand for a moment of silence and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brief presentation by Mr. Johnson. Please.
Hear me? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to give you all just a little more information about what we did over the past week to get to the numbers that we're at. In front of you, the board, you have a new detailed printout of the revenues and a new detailed printout of the expenditures that took place just for the district because we did not change anything in the CTC's budget. So after the last week's meeting, we met with the Finance Committee and a group of administration, and we brainstormed on adjustments that needed to be changed in the proposed budget. We took the budget from a deficit of just over $2.1 million down to a deficit of $860,994. Some of the changes that were made were to increase the revenues, a little over $360,000. We increased those in the areas of interest income, basic education, and special education subsidies. We were able to reduce the expenditures by just over $900,000. One item was the contingency that was a potential bond payment. Then we also reduced in areas of contracted counseling services, a small amount out of salaries and benefits, and then we reduced supply budgets and some equipment budgets. So it's the bond issue, just to let you know, I spoke to Don McShane regarding that bond issue. If the board does move forward with the potential construction for Dunbar Township, even if you do take out a bond, he can structure that to have that first bond payment due after July 1 of next year, so it does not affect the 25-26 school year. He can structure that so it does not affect the school year. So if you were to proceed with that, it would not affect the 25-26 school year budget. We still do have the $133,000 in the contingency budget for cyber tuition, and in case the state does not pass the proposed changes for the reduction to the 8% cap for cyber tuition. There's also a potential that we could get more revenue for the adequacy funding, but that's not added into this budget because we're not sure as to the support for that at the state level. Then just a reminder, this is the proposed budget. It does have to be approved by the 31st of this month. There has to be 30 days between the proposed budget and the final budget. We do have scheduled a special meeting for June 26th for that final budget, as long as we approve the proposed budget tonight. I feel we've made some great progress, but we're going to continue to look at this. I'm going to be meeting with administrative principals and also within my office, looking line by line, and continue to see if there's anything else that we can make changes to. If you have any questions, please reach out to me over the next month. Anything that you would like to know more information about, I'm available. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. I'd just like to thank that committee and the finance office for the last few days of working on that. They did a lot of due diligence. They did a very good job. Personally, I think we still have some money out of this year's budget that I think we'll be carrying over. That's my personal opinion. But we had some added funds which will probably help for next year, but we'll be able to see a little bit later down the road. You guys all did a fantastic
you, Mr. Panzella. I'd like to request approval and acceptance of the proposal agreement of TRS Roofing Incorporated for the high school roof repair at a cost of $167,800 for the repair of the swimming pool roof. The proposal is under CoStar's contract number 008E22904 and CoStar's vendor number 207082. This amount will be paid from the capital reserve, and I so move.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Kokenauer, anything additional? Mrs. Sangston? Mr. Kirsch? Alrighty, that's all we have, Mr. Panzella. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. Once again, that's another thing I'd like to thank you guys for catching that, getting that brought to us as quick as possible, and that to be taken care of. You guys have already done that also. Moving to finance, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request approval of the resolution for the 2025-2026 proposed final budget in the amount of $88,235,036 for the Collinsville Area School District and $4,592,114 for the Collinsville Area Career and Technical Center. Resolved by the Board of School Directors of the Collinsville Area School District as follows. The proposed final budget of the school district and Career and Technical Center for the 2025-2026 fiscal year on Form PDE 2028 as presented to the school board shall be considered the proposed final budget of the school district for the 2025-2026 fiscal year and shall be made available for public inspection after this date. At least 10 days before the date scheduled for adoption of the final budget, the Secretary shall advertise the final budget notice in substantially the form as presented to the school board. The notice shall be advertised once in a newspaper of general circulation and shall be posted conspicuously at the school district offices. And I so move.
Second. Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call.
Mr. Martre?
No.
Mrs. Driscoll? No. Mr. Renzi?
Yes.
Mr. Kokenauer?
Yes.
Mr. Detweiler?
Yes.
Mr. Marshman?
Yes.
Mrs. Sangston?
No.
Mr. Panzella?
Yes. Mr. Renzi.
Okay. Request approval to hold a special voting meeting on Thursday, June 26, 2025, to adopt the 2025-2026 final budget and any other information that may come before the board, and authorize the board secretary to advertise said meeting, and I so move.
Second. Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Detweiler?
Yes, I just want to reiterate what President Panzella had to say. I want to appreciate everybody in the Finance Committee. We sat in there like a war room, figured it out. We took money from different places, and I have a good feeling that this was going to actually, if all the money comes through from the state, that we're going to have a surplus again, like a little bit. So this district is in way better shape than our surrounding districts and even in Allegheny County. And I think we got ourselves in a good position moving forward. So, but again, we all sat there. I think the only piece of that puzzle, which some of the board members have talked about, is maybe we should get that Finance Committee started a little earlier. I know that the numbers are so dynamic because the state doesn't give us their numbers as fast and expects us to create miracles with less funding. But maybe we do those meetings maybe in like March or April next year, and we figure it out. But again, I feel like we're in a great position, and we cut where we could cut, and it's not really that affecting to the overall thing. Scott might disagree with me because I cut most of it from building and grounds. It'll be all right. So But no, thank you all again. I feel like it was where the county's like trying to tax us to death, the school district's doing our due diligence. But thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Detwald. I agree with you. It's especially on us having a surplus after everything is finalized. We're in very good shape. Mr. Kokenar, anything?
Can I make a question?
I'm sorry?
Can I have one question, please?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to know that if you guys are saying we possibly will have a surplus and that we're in really good shape, does that mean we're not going to have to consider a tax increase?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
There would absolutely be no reason to propose a tax increase.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And this is only a preliminary budget, Mr. Driscoll. This has to be passed so you can work further toward June.
On these preliminaries, well, she always is going to make the revenues lower. Honestly, a good business manager is always going to try to push the revenues lower in hope of a tax increase. That's what business managers do, right? They tell you that at evil business manager school, but that's how they do it. But well, we'll call it evil because you want it to increase taxes, right? But no, because you don't know. So we always look out for like the worst possible scenario, but I feel comfortable that we're in really good shape.
Okay. Mr. Rollins, you have nothing to add? Or do you?
I appreciate the board passing the proposed. I will continue to work on this, and if it is the board's, it's at the board's discretion, we can pass at the regular June meeting those tax rates, keeping them where they are, if that is the, I understand that is where we want to be, so we can make that motion at the June 18th meeting, setting all of the tax rates before the final budget is even going to be in the final, the special meeting. So, if that is just the duty of the board, I would ask the request so we can.
The head of finance, what do you think, Mr. Renzi?
I agree, yes. We can do it by then because I doubt.
And that way you know that that's what we're doing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
We can't pass the final budget until the special meeting at the 26th.
Yeah, very, very unlikely. There's not going to be any tax increase. You can take that to the bank. Okay. That's all I have, Mr. Manzella. Thank you. Oh, do we, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That's all, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Once again, thank you guys. You guys did a great job. There was a holiday thrown in there. You guys worked hard. Sure makes you feel a lot, makes all of us feel a lot better. We're already talking no tax increase. And like I said, I know I've been preaching from day one that this year was a wash. We're positive down the road. As far as I can see personally, I believe we'll have no problem. So I feel a lot more comfortable tonight. So thank you guys again. I know I'm reiterating that, but you guys did a fantastic job, and I want to thank everybody. And thank you, Mr. Renzi. We have nothing under public